always liked this area around Rosedale. Now, if this is a standard questionnaire, I use it with all witnesses.
How long does this take?
Oh, 20 minutes, if that. And like I said, guarantee full confidentiality. You don't want your name passed on, it will not be passed on.
No.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what the heck it was or anything, so I don't want to...
All right.
The local paper or anything out here bugging me.
No, there will be no reporters. We don't... Every time we have found in the past when the media has got involved in anything we've done, they've usually ruined it before anything could be properly looked into, and they've hassled people too much. So we we try to keep them out of it, quite frankly. Yeah.
See that road up to the left there?
Yeah.
The one that cuts up that way?
Mm-hmm.
That's what because we tried to get up there before and there was too much snow, so, and there was a slide up there, but we made it on Wednesday night, so we just thought we'd go up and take a look at the lights and everything.
All right. Do you wear corrective lenses? Were you wearing them at the time?
I wear them all the time.
How old are you?
47.
Where did this occur?
Rosedale. This is what you call it. Up Mount Shim.
Out Mount Jim? Do you know the name of the road by any chance? Does it even have a name?
I think it's Shim or Bridal Falls Forest Service Road.
Bridal Falls Forest Service Road.
Yeah, Bridal Falls Service, something like that.
Right. What date did this take place?
17th?
So it was last Thursday.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Thursday morning. 2 o'clock in the morning.
All right. And it was at the time again?
18th, I guess it is, eh? Yeah, whatever. About 2 in the morning.
All right. And it was dark?
Well, I got high beams and I've got aftermarket lights in the truck, so because I'm in the bush all the time, I like to see where I'm going, and these aftermarket lights are really high wattage, and I can see for miles.
Right. Just repeat, what time was it that this happened?
About
2 a.m.? Describe the area for me in which it took place.
Gravel road, side of a mountain, steep drop off to the left, steep climb to the right.
Is it an open area or is it treed?
All treed. I think that's right by the creek. I think there's a creek that comes down just before the left-hand turn. So he was this side of the creek.
Right.
Albus.
Okay, in your own words, just basically describe to me what happened.
Just driving along, man, and...
you going up or coming down?
Coming back down. And I just seen this big black on 2 legs come up, took like 2 steps, and it was across the road and went up the other side. And it was out of sight, gone.
Okay. Was it, did it cross the road right to left or left to right? It was going uphill?
Yep. Which, it's so steep there, it's like crazy.
Like, how far, when it crossed the road, how far did it get before you lost sight of it?
Oh, it's trees there, so it was like my headlights are this way, and it just went up, across, and like that, and it was in the trees.
Was it your high beams on at the time?
Oh, yeah.
Was it at the edge of the headlights, or was it closer to the vehicle?
Headlights reached about from here to the cherry tree. No, further than that, to the end of the hedging. And he wasn't at the end of them.
All right.
It was right past him.
What were you guys doing in the area at that time?
Looking at the lights.
The lights of the town?
Lights of the town, yeah. We haven't been up there at night. We've been up in the daytime and looked down. Right. But hadn't been up at night to look at the city lights.
What distance would you estimate you were from the subject when you saw it?
About 100 feet.
What color was it?
Black. black, dark brown, black as far as I can see.
Mm-hmm. What was your first impression when you saw it?
Shock. Because nobody expects to see something, you know, on two legs walking across the road at 2 o'clock in the morning, that big.
How did you react when you first saw it?
Shock, right? Asked Bella if she's seen it. I was absolutely shocked.
What was it doing?
Walking.
Was it walking briskly, slowly, or was it jogging?
Big, long stride. Well, you just come up, and I just seen, just as we were going, a head just come up like this, and then it was just like, holy shit, like some big wrestler or something. He took 2 steps, and he was up the other side. Gone.
Now, did he sort of come out to sort of walking on an angle towards you?
Nope.
Okay.
Straight up,
straight
across, straight up again. What he did in the bushes after that, I don't know if he went sideways or whatever.
Roger that.
No idea.
Was it hairy?
Wow. When Bella asked me, that's the first thing I said, no, he's hairy. So, at least he was hairy. Didn't really have a neck. It was kind of just a head. And big.
Did it stand and walk upright?
It didn't stand, it was walking. If it had stopped, it might have had a chance.
Did you ever see it go down on all fours?
No. No, it didn't even use its hands when it climbed up onto the road. It walked on the road.
How tall do you estimate the subject was?
God, he had to be 7 feet tall. I'm 6'6", and he is bigger than me. Normally, people don't, you know, their size, and everybody looks small.
Right.
That one he looked huge. Shoulders, and just huge. So.
How much do you think it weighed?
Oh, God. I'm 250. That thing had to be 350. Over 300. It was big. Big.
When you say big, do you mean like just in bulk, or was it fat? Or
no, it wasn't fat. No, he went huge shoulders, big arms, and legs. He was tall, big, just like a big, well-built person.
Right. How long do you think you saw it for?
Couldn't have been any more than 3 to 5 seconds.
Do you think it saw you?
I would imagine.
At least saw your vehicle.
I thought it went like that, but because it was kind of over like this, and I thought it went like that and just kept going.
So what you're describing is that it sort of slightly turned its head to the right?
Yeah.
Just slightly?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah.
The reason I ask is tape recorder can't see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Did it have any reaction to your presence?
No, just kept going.
Did you notice any facial features?
No. Wish I had them.
Could you tell if it was male or female?
No.
Could you describe the arms?
Big, long. They were long. They were here. Down here when he was walking, but he was kind of over like this because he come up, but he didn't seem to change his. When he come up, he was like that, and he kept going like that.
Right.
So
when he was walking, was he swinging his arm?
Yeah. The right arm came out like that, and that's when I was looking because it was like down by his knee here, and I was like, holy shit.
Did it make any noise?
No, not that I heard. We were in the truck.
Did you smell anything before, during, or after?
No. Not that I remember.
Are there any other physical characteristics of the subject that stand out in your mind?
Big shoulders, no neck, like a bodybuilder.
If
Big, black.
anything odd about the feet or anything like that?
No, other than his long legs, long arms. Like I said, he crossed that road and almost like from one side, one step, and he was on the other side and gone.
And God.
So,
Did you check for footprints?
no.
Did you report what you saw?
No.
Describe for me.
We're reporting it to you. You can take the heat for it.
Describe your general outdoor experience for me.
Outdoorsman since I was a kid. Camping, hiking, hunting, fishing constantly. Fished everywhere from the Queen Charlottes to Australia. Been in the outback, been in the mountains, know every goat trail from here to Cranbrook and north to Prince George, Dawson Creek. I've been to the Arctic Circle. I've been everywhere. Back east, all over the bush back in Quebec. I've logged thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of miles driving in the bush. Hundreds of thousands. Even down in Australia, I was in the bush. We'd go out at night and drive around with a 4x4 and look at the critters and stuff. It was to the hot springs, 26,000 kilometers down there, and west side, all the way up. Go to here. I mean, like around for a Sunday drive, we'll go. Well, I used to go up Harrison, then over to Lillooet, come back down Lit, and come down the canyon. For rides, we'll go up to Boston Bar for lunch on the bike, and, you know. Bush, I've been all over these mountains, walking, hiking, taking my dogs, fishing, all over. Just about every lake in the lower mainland I've been on.
Were there any other witnesses?
No. She was fiddling with the CDs or something.
What do you think it was?
No idea. No idea. It was a bipedal upright. Something. I don't know. I don't believe in the Bigfoot Sasquatch that much at all.
Do you still feel that way?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, this is the first experience I've had with anything out there, and like I say, I've logged hundreds of thousands of miles out there, easily. My truck's got 138,000 kilometers, and I bet you more than half of that's in the bush. So,
in your own words for me, just go over the incident again for me.
Driving down the hill in 4 low, going maybe 4 miles an hour. It's steep, so just put it in 4 low, let the engine do the work. And just driving, and all of a sudden, up he went. And that was it.
Has any of your friends or family members ever had an incident like this before?
Not that I know about.
Have you ever made a report of an incident to at any other time to anyone else?
No.
Do you think, in your opinion, that it was the Sasquatch you saw?
I don't know what it was.
Last Thursday.
I don't know.
And at this time, you're still not prepared to say categorically that it was a Sasquatch?
No. I don't know what it was. I don't know. It's. I'm definitely going to be up there somewhere, though.
And for the record, you want your identity kept confidential?
Yes. Very much.
It shall be done. Thank you very much.
No worries.
What happened and what you were doing at the time this happened?
Well, we were coming down the hill, and I wasn't paying attention to the road. I was looking at CDs, looking for my cigarettes, and heard and said, "Did you see that big person cross the road?" And I saw nothing. nothing at all. So I asked him a bunch of questions, because
What sort of questions did you ask?
I asked him, well, was it a man? He said, or a man or a woman? He said, I don't know. And I said, well, was he wearing clothes? Like, did he have pants and a shirt?
Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure he was.
And
Herbal tea, black tea.
Whatever you're having will be fine with me.
And when I asked him if he was wearing clothing, he said no. I asked him, well, was he naked? He said no. He said, no, he was hairy. And we both stopped at that moment. I said, did you just see a Sasquatch? He's like, he said, he goes, no, there's no such thing as Sasquatch. So we went through the theories. Was it a bear? Well, it doesn't seem very plausible that a bear was up on his hind legs crossing the road. Could it be somebody with a hoax? Why would there be somebody on a Wednesday night or Thursday morning walking just aimlessly through the bush? I don't know. Yeah. And we had to pull over. And he actually grabbed my hand and put it to his chest. His heart was beating so strongly. He definitely saw something, but again, not knowing exactly what he saw. Yeah. So, and I've known him for 5 years, and his reaction was completely out of the ordinary. He doesn't scare easily, but there's something very much spooked him that evening.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you never saw the animal?
I never saw a thing.
Yeah.
No.
And who did you talk to about it?
I was at work.
That's how I found it.
Yeah. So, she actually phoned me this morning with your phone number. Yeah.
You don't mind her telling you?
No, she asked me at work yesterday. And I said, well, I don't know, because he's, doesn't want to be perceived as kind of crazy or what have you. But, yeah, she said, she phoned and just said, well, here's the number. If he wants to call, he can call. So I passed it on, and he called you.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Do you think he saw a Sasquatch?
That's what my feeling is. Just A, from his reaction, B, from the way he was describing it. That's just the feeling that I have. But of course, I really believe that they're out there. So
you do believe?
I do,
there's
absolutely,
a Sasquatch, right?
absolutely, yeah.
Do you? You've obviously heard stories growing up in this area now, but you've never seen anything like this yourself in your lifetime.
Never.
You know anyone who has?
No, I don't. No, I mean, I came from northern BC, and when I came down here is when it's quite prevalent, or the Agassiz with the Sasquatch.
Chai tea with blackberry honey.
Statues and whatnot, but yeah, no, nothing. I do like looking on the internet, but
I've seen a big Sasquatch and a big penis out like this.
That statue, they've been trying to get rid of that for a long time.
They got him facing the other way now.
Harrison's going through that stage again like they did in the late 60s, where some people in the council thinking the community's outgrowing their association with the Sasquatch. So if you notice, the sign at the front of the town has disappeared. Welcome to Sasquatch country, and they used to have the big sign with that creature there, and they've taken that down.
Oh, that's right, too.
That's right, and some of the statues on the roadside are gone. The one outside the Bigfoot campground is staying, mainly because of probably activities to meet John and Bill, because we did a television show there not too long ago, so it's had to bring the word Bigfoot back because of that.
I saw some guy on some Sasquatch show. I was on some mysteries or something, and it was some guy from Mission.
That's me. It's from Mission.
I don't remember the glasses though.
Oh no, I usually take these off whenever
You were on TV on
I've been on a lot. I've been doing this for 30 years.
There was some guy down in the States, just down here in Washington State or something. Anyway.
Was it called Bigfoot Reflections? It was all filmed in the Hills and Ayers. A lot of snow on the ground at the time.
Yes, there was.
Yeah. But you're not alone, man. hundreds of people have seen these things, and in very similar circumstances to you.
Yeah.
People have been here their whole lives, heard a lot of stories, but they've never seen anything themselves until it happens.
Yeah.
The one time it happened to me, it was over in 4 seconds. There wasn't even time to get the camera out.
Yeah.
And I'm still not sure what I saw. I mean, it could have been a man way out there. I can't say for
That's
sure.
what I thought. Some big fuck up there walking around, but that would be absolute suicide because people have guns out here.
Yep.
I've got my bow with me usually.
When we were coming down, actually, there was we had gone up a little further, and so apparently someone had come up to the landing spot up here.
Had a fire.
So when we were coming down and this happened, and we pulled over, they were coming down behind us. They pulled up beside us, and Norm says to them, "You guys didn't see anything weird or out of the ordinary up there?" And they're like, "No, what are you talking about? Why, what did you see?" And he's like, "Just like maybe a big person or something." And they're like, "What, do you think you saw a Sasquatch?"
That's what they said.
Yeah. And Norm goes, "I don't know what I saw." And they kind of made a joke about it, you know, "Oh, good stuff you have out here in Chilliwack."
You're right,
Yeah,
right.
so-
Oh, that's usually the
Yeah,
reaction.
so, yeah.
Believe me, it's just something unless you see it yourself, it's really hard to accept.
Oh wait.
Me, I've been interested in this mystery since I was old enough to read. And so I kind of devoted my life to it. And,
Well, there's times, you know, and I know he likes to joke around, etc. And then definitely at this moment in time, he was not joking. He was very, like, had to pull over.
right.
We had to talk about it just because it was just, he was kind of really spooked.
Out of the ordinary.
Is there anything I should look for if I go up there? Well, I am.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, no, like any marker or landmark nearby where it happened that I might
Just
recognize.
quick, just past it where you turn left, it should be turning right for you. But there's a few of them up there still.
Any idea which one? No big rock or boulder or anything like that?
I think you can more hear it than you can see it. Well, it was dark. We had the window open because we were having a cigarette. You can hear the water running. But it was dark. It was pitch black, so I don't know. So different going up in the day. We've only been up there once in the daytime, or I have.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to tell
I've
exactly
been
the
up
spot.
twice.
I'll have to put the vehicle 4-wheel drive right at the bottom?
No, it gets steep though. I mean, you should be able to do it too.
All right.
I just slip it in automatic 4-wheel in case the back wheel starts spinning and the front one's locked. So
Right.
better safe than sorry. But it's not that far up.
It's not. Get to that landing. It's the first offshoot. Goes right where you continue left. So.
Yeah, and there's other reports that have been up that same hill.
Has there?
Yeah. Maybe not in the last 2 or 3 years, but there have been.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
would imagine.
And
Like
I
the
estimate for
450.
every one I hear about, there's 10 that happen that I don't hear about. The only reason I heard about yours is...
Well, yeah, I wasn't looking for nothing out of that. But if you can use the information, then I guess go ahead and use it. If it helps, whatever.
Well, I appreciate you telling me.
I'm going up with my bow now.
Put it this way, if you see it,
Dead or alive, I'm sure I could sell it for $1 million.
you probably wouldn't get any money for it. I gave up that fun a long time ago. And if you can't get it, it's too heavy to remove, take the head, the hands, and the feet.
I'm a butcher. I'll be bringing it all back.
If you can.
And if I
If you
can't sell it
can.
for $1 million, we'll eat it.
Yeah. I always say to people who, if they shoot it and they kill it, for God's sakes, bring something back, because if you go back up there and the body's gone, you're going to look very foolish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, if you get one, for God's sakes, inform me or John Green.
I'd be calling you. I don't want no camera crews, people
No.
hanging around me.
No.
You can take it all. You can say it was donated. I just, I'll take the money.
Because unfortunately, science is, you know, once they're convinced it's there, they'll just go up and get the run with a massive effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll probably get, because your story, you're the man that got the Sasquatch, you know.
That's all
So your
Michael
story,
Jackson.
yeah. But it'll go on like that. But you know, someone actually giving you the money for the carcass, I doubt very much.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I really
make
do.
an interesting stuffed piece on the mantle, you know, or standing in the corner. But
because unfortunately, the reality is, in order to get this confirmed, I don't like the idea, but I face reality is we need a body or a piece of the body. Nothing else will be accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going out hunting, bow hunting, first 2 weeks of September, and then we're heading out in after that. 15th it opens, so we'll be back out there again.
I don't know if I'd want to try and take one down with a bow.
I've seen grizzlies taken down with a bow.
Well, if you can,
one shot.
Of course, you don't want one of these things mad at you.
Not with the size of that son of a bitch. No. It'd be good to have around if you had a flat tire or something.
Right. But there's been stories in the past, before World War II, where this thing has killed people.
Really?
But since then,
confirmed reports. Wouldn't
no, just stories. There's no, like for instance, Toban, Alaska, the small cannery town that was abandoned. There was about 80 residents, and it was abandoned when a couple of the men were mutilated by something that fit the description of the Sasquatch. But the whole cannery town was basically flattened by the tsunamis from the '64 earthquake.
Yeah.
But I may point out, people do disappear in wilderness areas every year.
Pitt Lake, Harrison.
Yeah, if you ran into a hostile one of these things, I do believe you would tend to disappear.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's funny.
Like Bill and I, 2 years ago, we found the spinal column and the rib cage of a man whose hairs had been missing for 4 years.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we found his pad. What happened? Who knows?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you never, I mean, we are out there, we don't even run across dead deer carcass, dead bear carcass. You never see them out there. You know? And they gotta die. So, but then even a dog or a cat, when it wants to die, it just crawls away.
Have you ever come across the remains of a bear that died a natural death?
Nope.
Neither have I.
Never.
Only ones that have been killed by people.
Yeah. Yeah, hit by a truck, whatever, on the highway, or nothing in the bush. I've never ever seen dead animals.
We've seen one, but it wasn't a wild animal. Saw a cow.
Oh yeah.
Missing a head.
I have seen deer carcasses.
We've seen two. That was over.
That was weird.
Cascade Falls, the first one. We were up there, and there was a cow carcass. We come around this corner, and there's a carcass, all these bones and everything rotten there. And then the next one was up Harrison, and its ass was cut out.
And it had no head.
And it had no head. And I had to drive over the lakes to get around it.
It was awful.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about
that was
those.
Weird, eh?
Yeah. Freak people out there.
And when I have found the carcass of an elk or a deer or something like that, I never find the whole thing.
No.
A couple of bones here, powerful rib cage, a leg bone 100 feet that way, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
And for a Sasquatch, unless you came across something that really stood out, like the jawbone or the skull, I doubt most people would even know what they were looking at.
You know, I was just thinking, when I was a kid, we went to New Westminster to the theater to watch Raw, where they went across the ocean in a pirate's boat.
Oh, yes.
And in the beginning of that, they had that Sasquatch where it's walking on the beach, and it's like this.
That's the Patterson film. Yeah.
And they're on horses.
1967.
Yeah, we went to the theater and saw that in New Westminster when we were kids. It was not as round as that one. It looked taller and leaner than that one.
Do you see anything on this creature that would tell you it was female, like breast?
No, huge shoulders.
He did mention just huge. Like he said, like kind of, you know, made the motion like just big.
Right.
So
the one in the Patterson film was definitely female.
Yeah.
It has breasts, large hair covered breasts. And she was like 6'7" or 6'8".
This was taller and leaner, and it didn't look fat. It didn't have a stomach like that. It had bigger upper here,
right,
tapered down a bit.
Yeah. Matter of fact, you guys ever in Hatchick anyway, are coming through and you want to see the film or look at the castings and footprints, just stop by. Give me a call, let me know you're coming. You got my cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many footprints you got?
I've got castings of about 13, 14 different sets of footprints.
Really?
How big are they?
Oh, I average anything from 14.5 inches long. I think the
That's
largest
mine.
one I've got.
I was out there.
I got one that was found in the Chilliwack River that I cast myself in '86. It was close to 18 inches long.
Only one print though?
One print, 18 inches long. No, there was a whole line of traps. Yeah, the one I cast, the two I cast. This is the first time I ever cast for things.
What time of the year was that?
That was late August 20th to be exact, 1986. And there
After
was a hell of a heat wave going on, as I recall at that time.
That's after what date? August the what?
1986. Expo was going on in Vancouver.
That's just after the Sockeye run.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of fish up there.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the couple that saw the animal were fishing at the time. I didn't see the animal, but I found the tracks. They never found the tracks.
Wow.
I went looking around.
I used to go and have a business meeting, and I'd call for a meeting at, they'd say, well, where do you want to meet? And I'd be, meet me at the river.